All right, guys, today we have something a little bit different. Today we are going to try out MotoGP 25. It just came out. It's $60 on PC. I don't know what it is on console. I would assume the same. And I don't remember the last time I played a game. It may have been MotoGP 15. Maybe I played MotoGP 18, 19. I don't remember, but I have played them. I'm not good at them. I don't even have Pro Physics on. I tried to turn off some of the assists and whatnot, but I want to try out the Supermoto and the Flat Track. That's the main reason. I know it's a tiny part to the game, but on this channel, that's what I'm most interested in and curious about. So we're going to jump into it, check it out, talk about it, show you some gameplay, some different bikes, the tracks and whatnot, and go from there. So let's just jump into it and check it out. Okay, Supermoto will be up first. We have the Ducati here, and then we switch over to the Monster Energy Yamaha on the second track. Now, speaking about the Supermoto, first thing I want to say is that I am not good at ride games, MotoGP. What I play is the Supercross games, and before they stopped doing it, the MXGP games by Milestone. So, yes, I'm not good. We had arcade physics. I did try to turn off some of the helpers, eventually I switched over to manual transmission, turn off the arrows to tell you where to go, some of that stuff. So I did try to make it a little bit more difficult, but I'm not good. So don't think that I believe I know everything and my opinion is right. By no means do I believe that. And yes, I do realize that Supermoto and Flat Track, and I believe they have some mini bike stuff. I didn't try it out, but that is just a bonus to buying the game, right? You don't buy MotoGP or Ride, even Ride probably, to have Supermoto or Flat Track or whatever. It's just a cool added bonus, but it was what I was really curious about and what I wanted to take a look at. So the Supermoto here, first track, both of them reminded me a little bit more of Ride 4 or 5, where you have the Supermoto bikes and maybe they handle different, feel different, but it wasn't like, Ride 2, Ride 3. The Supermoto in Ride 2 was really fun. It was even better, in my opinion, in Ride 3. Where you have it transition to dirt, you have some jumps and whatnot. Here, it wasn't really like that, and I don't think it was meant to be. And I don't have a problem with it. I'm not criticizing it. I'm just saying I was kind of hoping for that secretly, but I didn't know much about the game, right? I didn't know. They probably said what it was going to be. You have two different biomes, two different environments, and then two different tracks for Supermoto, but you have the official team graphics kit and gear set that you can use. Now there is some customization for your custom rider. I didn't really show it. I don't feel like it was as in depth as maybe the Supercross games are, but it does have customization if you were curious about that. It is there. So Supermoto, not what I was hoping for, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Also, it was kind of difficult. I do crash. I crashed more than I want to admit, even on arcade physics. Probably really good players are thinking, how is that possible? Also, it probably would be more fun if you weren't on the arcade physics, but the biggest reason why, what I was hoping for that isn't here would be that it was Supermoto. It goes to dirt. It has some jumps, more like Ride 3. So the Supermoto was kind of, whatever. It was okay, but not my favorite. The Flat Track, which we're going to be getting to here in just a few corners, the Flat Track was actually surprisingly kind of fun. It wasn't what I thought it would be. And the more I played it, the more fun it was. Again, if you were using the Pro Physics and didn't have any riding help on, having the game help you control the bike, it probably would be even more fun. Now, eventually, at the very end, I did, because I didn't even realize it, but I had the automatic transmission, and specifically with the flat track, I was fighting the bike. I was fighting the bike all the time. It felt like the bike wanted to be in way too high of a gear, and it would bog. It just didn't feel like it was working that great. And when I first played it, I was kind of thinking, it's kind of mid. It's kind of mid, but it was kind of fun. It was kind of fun. Now, no, I don't believe I would buy the game just for two basic flat track, dirt flat tracks, but it was surprisingly kind of fun. You can go into a corner, brake sideways and then get on the throttle and turn it even more sideways to drift around corners. But what I thought was really fun, and I kind of try to do it the farther we get into the flat track, what I was trying to do that was kind of fun was use the clutch. The clutch actually affects the bike quite a bit on the flat tracking. And again, not having so many riding assists on probably would have made it even more fun, but keep in mind a player such as myself would have been down on the ground all the time. With the arcade physics, if you dump the clutch and whatnot, the bike, the physics can get a bit weird. Well, you'll kind of high side in the game, and then the bike will bounce from one side to the other. It doesn't always go down, but it can get a bit weird. It doesn't look that bad, but it can get a bit weird. But it was fun. It was really fun. Even when the bike got out of control, even when, if I could get it's really late here. Sorry if I'm stumbling over my words a bit, but if I could get the bike to really drift around a corner, it felt satisfying. It was really fun, especially if I was controlling it, with the transmission, the clutch, dumping it, and then really throwing the back end out. It was actually kind of fun. It was much more fun than I thought it would have been, and I felt like the more I played, the better I got. But again, I do not believe it would be worth buying the game just for this, and I would assume pretty much everybody that would buy the game does enjoy ride games, the street bike side of it, the main reason you would want to play the game. For the MotoGP, the 2025, it is the 2025 season, right? They do the current season, current circuits, current riders, all that stuff. Yeah, overall, the game is really pretty, really gorgeous, and I did have fun with the, 45. Maybe I played for an hour. I might have played for an hour. Yeah, I had fun. And then at the end here, we're going to switch over to a different bike, same track. There is a second track, but I don't know what it was about it. The shifting, the bike felt kind of weird there. I had trouble with getting the bike to downshift and shift when I wanted to, and then I couldn't even really drift around the turns. It was really weird. Maybe it was the arcade physics, but the track it was similar to this. I felt like it was probably a little bit slower pace, maybe even than this one, so I preferred it. But yeah, there is a second track, and it just I couldn't get the bike to work the way I wanted to there. So not saying it doesn't, just I couldn't. And again, it's really late, and I was trying to get through the video in a decent time. Maybe I'll come back to it and try it out a little bit later, but probably just a one-time video. I don't plan on playing the game really anymore for YouTube. If you really want to see more, you want to see the mini bikes, or if you want to see the MotoGP, the main reason to buy the game, let me know in the comments. If it gets a ton of likes, which it probably won't, but if it did, yeah, we might keep it going. But yeah, if you were curious about this, if you're from this channel and not from search or recommended or whatever, and have never seen this channel, yes, we play dirt bike stuff, supercross, motocross, dirt bikes in general is what we do here, which is why I was very interested in that side of MotoGP, because I don't believe I've ever seen it. And as far as MotoGP goes, the last MotoGP I played any amount was probably MotoGP 15. So obviously a bunch of stuff has changed. Now I maybe played a little bit of MotoGP 18 or 19, but yeah, it's been a while, and I'm not good. I know I'm terrible. Yes, you do not have to tell me twice. I know I'm terrible, but it was actually kind of fun. It definitely was kind of fun. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for supporting the channel lately. It really does mean a lot. And until the next video, take it easy.